I've been using a note-taking app called Obsidian, which basically functions in Markdown and lets you take notes that exist independently, except Obsidian's really interesting in that you can link your notes. And so there's various ways you can link them. You can uplink them, backlink them, you can link them through tags and properties, and all sorts of things. And if I were to devise a system in which to track the info from Myst, if done well, it should actually start generating like maps on its own and perhaps even solve things itself, which would be actually a really, 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 really fascinating experiment. But it wasn't the thing when you tried Myst. It was when I tried Myst. Okay, I have given you the opening voiceover, so now you know what they're saying. I didn't even know there was an intro because I skipped it every time I playtested this.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed. I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Boom. Alright, we're opening the book. We're looking at the book. I forgot to turn this on. No, it's doing something. So, was that a cutscene? Did I just skip a cutscene? Oops. You missed the intro the first 2 times. We're doing a flyby. We can't touch anything. No, the flyby is good because I got an idea of how it looks. Should I take notes? Oh, and we land. Wah, 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 wah. Alright, that's the whole game. Good job, chat. So, point and click adventures. It is a point and click adventure. It's a puzzle game, and it also contains a lot of elements to it that were kind of like groundbreaking at the time. Like these graphics. This is 1993. Looks good. Yeah, you thought the graphics were realistic. I know, I was blown away. And then like there's video that plays too. And so it's all point and click. And I remember this game spooking me out. It's not a horror game, but it is very, 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 very atmospheric. And look, there's a burb up there. There's 2 burbs. They're flying in the sky. 3 burbs! Welcome in. You played this back in the day, but you're too young to understand how to solve puzzles. You mostly wandered around looking at stuff. Yep, me too. That's mostly how I played Myst. I think I tried a little bit. And then gave up and was like, I wonder if I can Google how to play this game. Although I did actually find a guide in like 2000 on how to play Myst, and I didn't take the time to actually consume the guide logically. I probably asked Jeeves. I probably did. So I have no idea what the puzzles were. I just had spent probably at the time when I finally looked it up, hours and hours and hours and hours trying to play the game myself and just being like too smooth-brained or too young to know what to do. So by the time I finally discovered a game guide, which is maybe my first one besides my Pokemon game guide. I did have a guide for my Pokemon games, but like a book. I finally found the answers and was like, I gotta see the end of the game, and I just flew through it, just like, oh, a door? Boom, 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 boom. All right, next puzzle. And, you know, I have no idea. I'm not ready to go in here yet. It's spooky. So what we know from about the game so far, there's a little blurb here. This is the opening voiceover. I realized the moment I fell into the fissure, the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse, of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I have tried to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, the question of whose hands might someday hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know that my apprehensions might never be allayed, so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written. So the book literally fell through a fissure. I gotta turn this off this way. It fell through a fissure, landed, opened up, and on the first page was a little FMV video of the overhead of this island, and when you click on the picture, you drop in right here. So that's all we know at this point. We're all caught up. Is Myst a pixel hunting game? I don't think so. But there is like one pixel here. Yeah, no, that exists. That's not dirt on my monitor. There is a pixel here. Yeah, I think this is nothing but perfectly realistic trees. So we have the option of going straight, oops, or going in here. Chat, do you want to go straight or do you want to go left? Into the door. There are some places where you have to keep an eye out for hidden details. Well, that's just Myst, but we're not, like, trying to find the one pixel, right? Left? We have a vote for 100% left at the moment. Both. Okay. Up. We're going left. We've walked into a tunnel. This is why Myst was spooky. This music. Oh. I'm just exploring the game right now. I'm trying to get an idea of like what constraints we have. So if I click while we're in these in-between transitions here, like if I click anything, we move. So problem is I can't turn the gamma up. Hi there, Man Menace. Welcome in. Is this going to be a Twitch Plays Myst stream? Yeah, we're playing it together. I don't think I'm smart enough to play this alone. Okay, so, we went down a little ladder. Hold on a second. It looks like we just have to go down some steps. Okay, I get it. I see. So we're going into a room. The music got very whimsical there for a second. It's a pool. There's a note on the wall. Settings, Dimensional Imager. Topographical Extrusion Test, page 40. Water Turbulent Pool, 67. And Marker Switch Diagram, 47. These are out of order. You missed stuff you never realized was there because your monitor was crap. Well, now we can look at it in 1440p. We are playing Myst. And you see? I was able to see the little green dot. Did you see the green dot? I clicked it. Oh my gosh, chat. Go back in the VOD. What did I say? Give it back. Okay. I'm gonna write it down. Write down. Yeah, there's a button there. See, that's exactly what you mean, right? Your monitor was crap, and it was really hard to see the button. I'm not sure how much info I need to write down, so I'm just doing some shorthand notes. 6747. Cookie Stealer. 4869 420. Okay, it's very important I pick a better pen color. Which one? I'm gonna go with this dark green. I'm going to step away from this. I opened up a secret panel because we're in extra magnification mode on account of 1440p and we can see the button easily. Uh-oh. The cat and me and my little logo might get in the way. So hold on. Looks like I can't go around the side. We can only go to the pool. Somebody turn the brightness down in my room. The subathon has officially ended. Sub-ethon. Okay, let's look in the pool before we press buttons. Or let's just press this button right here. I can't see what's in the pool. Can I get closer? Okay, so what do you think that was? That's 67. It's already set to 67, the water turbulent pool. Intergalactic friendship and dance. Meep meep. Intergalactic. Algoradalada. Okay, we're set to 67. I'm gonna set it to 40. Button. Now it's this. This is setting 40, topographic extrusion test. Or is this the topographic extrusion test? Whoa. Video! 1993, baby! Wait, so, okay, are we supposed to understand from this that this is like our baseline functioning here, and the setting on the wall is the simulation? So that's the topographic extrusion. Topographical extrusion test, setting 40. Water turbulent pool is number 67. 47. Marker switch diagram. You're sad you won't get to see any more ETAL streams on account of being in bed. Back to the VOD squad. Yeah, it was actually super cool to be able to wake up on my vacation and like I enjoyed watching the Twitch VODs and things. What's this? Marker switch diagram. It's not much of a diagram. It's like, is this a diagram then? Marker switch. Almost. How am I? I'm really excited to play Myst. I'm super excited to play Myst. So we're still in the very early beginning. We're pressing buttons. We're already solving our first puzzles. Imagine how night shift felt. They got to 2 seconds. They were ready for it to end. I just am trying to see. I'm trying to make sure that there's nothing we're missing here. I think I know where this is. I'm not sure, like, how much we need to pay attention. Night shift was... Night shift was rough. Okay, so we did the things. Like, do you think we need to pay attention to this? You know another streamer who is on 98 days of theirs. They're living outdoors until it ends. Oh my goodness. Like, I didn't mean to leave the F out. Like, there's 6 buttons. They kind of look like little arcade buttons. Also, I think this one is slightly higher than this one. Maybe not. Hi, Death Pixaris. Hello. Okay, I'm now leaving. Whoosh. So that's the marker switch. When I said I know where that is, it's right here. Oh, what position was it in? Go back, go back, go back. Press button. Up. Marker switch diagram. Note. Up. Press buttons. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so setting 67 is water turbulent pool. Is there anything here that stands out? I mean, I can see when the video restarts. Right there. Like you can see all these little pixels moving too. They're obviously hollow emitters, know my tech. This is not a know your tech stream. If this was a know your tech stream, I wouldn't have had 3 days in a row of being like, what is that thing called again? Do the buttons correspond to the peaks on the mountain? Don't know. Advanced eraser technology. I might have to invent that real fast because I already made a mistake and have had to scribble things out manically. There. Oscar, thanks very much for the 2 unsub to Legit Old School. Thank you. We're going old school. We went old school, all right. Legit old school. If this was old school, we'd be using one of those 8-color ink pens where you push the lever down. I think I have one of those. Oh no, I think I actually got rid of it because it died. Like 4 out of the colors didn't work, and so it was mostly useless. Wait, one more time. Let's look at the map. Welcome back, Alistair. I don't know. There's a river on one side. Or, I guess it's a river. It kind of just ends right there. Maybe it's a dam? Maybe it's not a river. Maybe it's just ice. But it's higher on one side. I don't really want to try drawing this. How's it going? Oh, you know, we just already don't know what we're doing. How's it going for you? Up. Oh my gosh. Now I gotta go back and see if anything changed. Maybe it's a void. You had potatoes and cheese, so how could it go bad? I don't know, I'm changing this mic cover though, it smells weird. Take a free void mic. I smell it. I don't smell it anymore. 47 is the marker switch diagram. Oh, I hope it does something cool. That seems like a easy first puzzle. It looks the exact same! Oh no, we want 67. Beep! Maybe with the free void mic, you'll be able to see some fancy details that I can't see. Because I'm the streamer and not paying attention. Okay, well, I don't think anything happened. But I did switch this to up. We have the option of going right or left. Chat, would you like to go right or left? Whoa, there's another marker switch diagram! Okay, we're going this way. Or another thing that corresponds to the marker switch diagram. Up. Maybe you've seen Twiggy play this game. I wouldn't be surprised. This is like a kind of an iconic retro game. I'm taking in the sights, alright? And now I gotta go back. I turned it to up, right? I did. I did that. It's up. Does this actually update based on... No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. It's down. It's down. It's up. Okay, no. Static pictures. You're getting dizzy. I know. I am too. Actually, I'm getting a bit dizzy. Hi, we're here. We're pointing and we're clicking very aggressively. Should I also draw those like little circles in between? There's these things which are like slightly below the crosshair. I will try not to click so aggressively and make us all dizzy because I made myself dizzy doing that. It's still the same thing. I don't know if anything is gonna change. It might be that we need more info. It uses the same sounds for any of the numbers, which means we're gonna need more info, unless we want to sit here and brute force it. So I don't think that there's anything else up here of note besides this thing being up or down. Random numbers! Bongo tap. I like this sound though. You thought that was an easy first puzzle. That's what I said! That would have been a good first puzzle, but Myst is not that simple. Trying to brute force combination puzzles isn't advised. Source, younger you. Yeah, younger me's been here too. There's another one! Okay, so it's not gonna be that simple. Catherine, I've left you a message of utmost importance in our 4 chamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve your message. Yours, Atris. Okay, well, there you go. Let's take some notes. A message of utmost importance for Catherine.
Hooray! Yay!
In the 4 chamber. The 4 chamber. Besides the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on the island well, we're up to 3. So 1, 2, 3. Yay, a quest. Oh, is that Alrus or Atris? I can't tell if the swoosh from the A is meant to like make a T, or if they're actress. Actress. Hey there, Tiger Teen. Oops. Welcome in. Walrus. Up. What's this? I feel like I just gotta take it all in. Button. It's for lights. It's a constellation map. Every time I click the button, the soundtrack skips. What do we think this number is? So, like, March 2nd... Oh, it's the year, isn't it? Oh! Star puzzles. 2 sounds at a time, not possible. I'm just leaving it how I found it. Not preserving electricity because I am going to leave the lights on. Ugh, goodness. I'm already overwhelmed. There's too many ways to go. We can go towards a rocket ship. Now I'm turned around. Where did I come from? There's this thing. Or that thing. 1 audio channel, mono sound. Let's go in here. There's 6 sides to this room? Flashy beam. Oh, no. I'm rotating the tower. Oh no, what am I doing? Stop breaking the puzzles. Oh my goodness. Hi, Abraxas. This is Myst, yes. This is old school Myst. So this game might actually take a couple days. Whoops, I just closed it. You might have to play this one in bursts. Days. It might take days. Which is why I only put 3 games on the docket for... We're putting this by like a single degree. Days is conservative. Yeah, well, we have chat. We have the power of chat. So the only things that are showing up are places I've been. I don't know if that's intentional. I just picked whatever that is up and put it in the book. And then I went, Foghorn went, whoomp. Who are you?
Bring me a red.
I can't see you. Bring me something. I have no idea what he's saying. And that sound is actually really irritating. I do have some cheaty things. It's telling me who their names are and stuff. Like I just want the text. I don't want the names. It's like telling me half the puzzles. Like on the Myst fandom. Like I only want to read what he said. No, I don't want to see what their name is, okay? And the fact that this is what shows after you insert the first page. So, I'm literally using my fingers to block stuff. Who are you? You must help me, please. Bring me the red page. I can't see you. Hear me. I need a red page. You must bring me a red page. Please beg of you. Bring me page. Help me. I am Cirrus. Given up long ago. There is one thing I need to be rescued. You must, is what he said. So, Cirrus, red page. In the... Oh. Look! I know where we are. In this thing. In square building. Red page. It might take longer than a couple days. No, but so... Ugh, chat's the guide. This is the era when you buy a game and it would last months. Yep, we are more than one brain. Copy protection meant entering a code printed in the manual. Yeah, I remember that. Chat, I clicked the picture and it turned the fake bookcase into stairs. And I'll never know if there was anything more there besides just fake books. Because when I try to close it, it bonks at me. Wait a second, that was the exit. Okay, the exit still exists, so maybe it's saying when you come in, we are turning the bookcase into the stairs, and then when you leave, you know, mischief manage it away. Oh my gosh. I remember this. All the books are burned. Except this one. It's very obvious which ones are not burned. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 books that look to be legit. What is on the first word on page 43 of the instruction manual? Look on their face when someone finds a piece of the puzzle. It's like, there's so many words though, I got really overwhelmed. Like this noise. I'm regretting this decision. I'm regretting this a little bit. I'm regretting this. I played this years ago. Yeah, when I was a kid, I played through Myst, and by played I mean I clicked things aggressively like I'm doing now, and then got frustrated and then just looked it up on the very primitive internet. Okay, this one's shorter. I'm gonna start with this one. Before arriving in this age, I was determined that it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures. And it was. Okay. There's a lot that we can already pull from that. Determination to be in a world different from previous adventures. So, oh, that actually just made me think of something from like elementary school. Some like fiction series where the characters would like go to different worlds. I don't know what that was. Your first game console was when you were 16. Mine was when I was 5. Like 4 or 5. It might have been my 4th or my 5th birthday. I can't remember. But it was a Game Boy Color. And I also had access to my mom's and my dad's game console, so they had like they had an NES and everything that I played. And so my mom just had Myst around, and I was, you know, a kid with so much time on my hands that I was like, I'm gonna play this game and figure it out. But I was also too young and smooth-brained for this, so I did solve the game. I finished it only because I looked up the answers. Alright, so the sky here is dark and gray and incessantly displays flashes of lightning in the distance. I met a very old man with a long beard and hair that hangs to his waist. He is very feeble and has trouble even moving. This man has obviously been through very many things in this strange world, and I have learned many things from him. He has told me an interesting story of this world's history. Years ago, he told me there was a beautiful city that rose up out of the water. It housed many people inside its walls, and the people had everything they wished for. The city was surrounded by 3 high hills, which rose higher than the city. On the east hill of the city rested a large lookout post. The people of the city had constructed the post expecting visitors to arrive from the east. The people had no means of traveling on the water, which forced them to merely wait for friend or foe. On the east hill of the city. I mean, this is way too small to be a city, right? But that kind of looks like a lookout post. And wasn't it also called a post? The lookout post? I don't know. I have to go back and poke other buttons. Okay, I'm gonna go poke other buttons. Tower. I keep hitting escape trying to exit the puzzles. Or exit the one I was on? Yeah. I don't know if this is the same place. I'm trying to draw some parallels here. Is that tower? Yeah. Maybe this might be where we are, maybe it's not. Which forced them to merely wait for friend or foe. As time passed, friendly visitors brought rumors of an enemy that existed beyond the horizon. The people grew fearful, yet nothing happened. One day, the usually sunny sky became as dark as night, and black ships appeared on the horizon. The lookout post's attempts at peace were turned away, and the sentries were easily overwhelmed. The ships continued to wreak havoc on the city, apparently destroying everyone and everything. After the foundation of the city was destroyed, the city sank deep into the ocean, and only the lookout post remained. The black ships sailed away. The man continued to say that 8 people had hidden and managed to survive through the attack. In the 9 years since the attack, 2 of the survivors have died. He also said it was rumored that 10 years from the attack, the enemy would return to finish the destruction they had started so long ago. I have decided, since hearing the man's story, it would be admirable to save the civilization and stop this enemy's plan of destruction. I am excited about the adventure that awaits me, and an idea has sparked in my mind to provide the needed defense for these people. I met the remaining survivors today, and I have begun work on a plan for protection. After a short absence, I have returned to this age with my 2 sons. They have, as of yet, traveled rarely with me, and they are understandably excited to be here. They have grown considerably since Everdunes, and it is already obvious to me that they will be a great help this time, instead of the nuisance they have been in the past. It's hard to read this text. All 3 of us, along with 4 of the healthier survivors, began construction today. We are building upon the old city's ruins, which will provide a perfect foundation for our fortress. My sons have been spending much of their spare time on the South Island, where most of my materials are stored. I am very pleased with their intelligence and their creativity is refreshing to see as they work on some small projects of their own. It has been over 4 months now, and construction is going well. My sons love the world except for its gray sky. They detest the gray sky and tell me many times they wish the sky here were more like the blue sky in Myst. Okay, we're not in Myst. Am I gonna give up and do the 2021 Myst? There are subtitles in that one too. So yeah, I don't know. Chat voted to do this version. We can try this for a while and see if you want to go play the 2021 version. I'm cool with this for now, but it is hard to read. But this story, I'm into it now. I was very initially spooked by the sheer size of these books, but it's written in pretty plain English. And whoever is writing this is not trying to... Well, maybe they are writing in code, but it doesn't seem like they're trying to lead us astray. They're just like keeping a journal, which I feel like we can take most of this at its word. Literally, at the word. The old man I first talked to tells me that the enemy is due in 4 months. I feel we will be ready when the time comes. The man reminds me of Emmett in many ways, and I often wonder how Emmett and his people are doing. It's been 6 months of work, and we have finally finished the fortress. It rests between 3 hills, which are now only islands due to a rising water level that people experienced after the attack. Inside the fortress, I've designed a most intriguing device. It makes use of a technology called holography. I began experimenting with on my visits to Aspermere. It will be working in a couple of days after I compensate for some small miscalculations. This holographic device will enable the survivors to learn to use the fortress. Chat has seen this version. Chat has not seen the 2021 version. Chat wants to see all the versions because chat is chat and FOMO is FOMO. You can help a bit, but you're enjoying watching me struggle. I'm guessing Flamethrower knows how this goes. Hi, Not Slip. This game is deep. Did I know that you're a wizard? You decided to be a cheese-mancer. You're sitting here cross-eyed. Yeah, so a couple of details we've already pulled out of this. More than a couple, actually. So the very first paragraph suggests that this person can intentionally travel between different times or worlds. And at least to an extent, I was determined that it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures, so they can influence where they go. On top of that, this is probably important. I'm not gonna deal with that just yet. He has 2 sons. I'm assuming he. Maybe I shouldn't, but they have grown considerably since Everdunes. They wish it was more like the sky in Myst. So the sons have been to Everdunes, or are from Everdunes. But it sounds to me like they traveled to Everdunes. It is already obvious to me that they will be a great help this time. As in, this is not the first time. This time they will be a great help. They were not a great help in Everdunes. And they also wish the sky was more like the blue sky in Myst, which is where we are... Boop. Maybe. Also, Old Man reminds this person of Emmett. Emmett could be from Myst, could be from Everdunes, and maybe somewhere else we've been before that I haven't mentioned yet. Aspermere. There's technology that was obtained from Aspermere. Boop. Okay, the enemy is due to come soon. I trust the fortress will provide. We got some drawings. Do you think maybe this is the tower that we're turning? Because we're turning a tower. This is a turny tower. Self-boopage. You played it yourself years ago, as early as Windows 3.1, so probably 93, 95 with mixed results. You probably only completed it once, though, several years later with the help of an online guide. And then last year you watched most of another streamer's playthrough. Ah. Enjoy the lurk, George. I think I said that already. But enjoy the lurk, George. So are we, like, turning towers in another world? So the fortress will provide sufficient protection for all of us. The black ships have come. Their attack was substantial. Their weapons have been stopped, and it appears they have turned away in defeat. I could not help but smile as I watched the boats leave. Insignia of the black ship. Last night we had a small celebration, and the old survivors danced their dances of old. My sons did not understand why the sky had not turned back to its original blue. The old man told them that the storms would never end until the enemy was destroyed. I assured my sons that a blue sky was not worth the risk of death, and they seemed to hear me. I have had a healthy adventure, and have begun work on a new book. Once again, I must leave a familiar age in search of a new universe. I have begun, but first I will have an extended time with Catherine, whom I miss very much. I must also return to the people of the Tide. I believe my travels have found a substance that will ease the pain of their bone ailments? No, loan ailments. Bone ailments. Long. What does this say? Loan? That they have long endured. No, it's not LO, because that's an LO. It says bone. Bone ailments. I have found a substance that will ease the pain of their bone ailments they have long endured. I hope to return to the mechanical age one day and find the population growing and my fortress still strong. Though the sky may always be black, I'm confident the people here feel a heavier darkness has been lifted from their shoulders. Okay, so Catherine was mentioned on that note on the ground. So I'm gonna assume this is Atris talking to us. And he also mentions the mechanical age. He also mentions the Tide. He also mentioned that he creates these books. I have begun work on a new book. Once again, I must leave a familiar age in search of a new universe. So I'm determined it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures. A book. And the bit from the intro... I realized the moment I fell into the fissure the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling from the starry expanse, of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I tried to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, the question of whose hands might someday hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. The ending has not yet been written. Okay, so that suddenly makes a lot more sense. Milk! The substance is milk. Okay, so just soak this up real quick. We got like a tower thing. I can't read what that says. There's like a shoo. And then a turning tower, which suggests if we turn this all the way to here, 180 degrees, this bridge connects to a different bridge at 200, okay, 180, no, 270, at 270 degrees, we hit like a pipe or a trail of some sort, and then a track, I don't know. Insignia of the Black Ship. That was one of 4 books. And I already pulled so much out of that that I don't want to read more books. I'm overwhelmed and I'm ready to play something else for a while. There's even more diagrams.
Oh no.
So, Flamethrower, the streamer you watched play through this, which version of Myst did they play? Just curious. Alright, here we go. It has been a while since I have heard it. Only silence. And I enjoy it greatly. I think, for some reason, I do not feel altogether welcome in this new world in which I have arrived. But how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. This world is very beautiful, but I think I've yet to ever write in a journal that an age I have linked to is horrid or disgusting. From the grassy hill where I am standing, I can see green fields below, along with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms some distance from where I am standing, yet the water's blue can still be seen plainly from here. They're using this version? I think it makes sense. We can turn on the 2021 version just to try it, but... And an online guide for help. The air is fresh and the sky is sparkled with white clouds. It is absolutely breathtaking, and yet that strange feeling again. Perhaps it's the hot breeze that continues to blow from the north. I like talking about Myst because this game gives me the spooks, and it's described as this place giving the writer the spooks. If they're talking about where we are, then they did a really good job with the atmosphere. Hotter than I would have imagined. It almost singes my skin, and I feel quite uncomfortable when it comes. I will try to ignore it. Night has almost arrived, and the sunset is spectacular. Oranges and reds have settled above the western horizon. Though night has come, the horizon still grows red, long past sunset. Dark reds flow from the horizon and blend into the black sky. Again, the feeling, and I am beginning to believe it's not all in my mind. I must sleep now. I will need my strength to explore more tomorrow. I've had to return home due to the unpredictable natural occurrence more frightening than I've ever experienced. I was awakened by terrible shakings in the ground and explosions on all sides of me. Gigantic balls of fire were falling from the sky, and I immediately left in fear of my life. I must remember to bring a Myst linking book with me when I return, in case the one left there has been destroyed or damaged. Okay, so not Myst, but somewhere with great balls of fire. Must remember to bring a Myst linking book. There's so many words. I think I may only read a couple books and then go do something else and come back to the others because it's so much information. Like, it's easily read, but the hints that are in here are extremely dense. Like, if that makes sense. The text itself is easily read.
Maybe he was on the receiving end of Miss Jazz's gasp.
He was on the receiving ends of misstyles. Alistair, thank you for the 100 bits. That's a good one. The receiving end of mistiles. Gigantic balls of mistile fire. I'm just waiting for the ad to end. I'm looking at some pictures. Rocket ship, chat. Rocket ship. Amazingly strong. I think is what that says. Amazingly strong rocket ship. Okay, this is the page we were on. And the ad is over. Thank you very much for the support, Alistair. Alright, I've returned to a different world than the one I left only 3 months ago. It has been transformed into a barren desert land with only gigantic craters scattered across the land to provide variety. Strangely enough, the small grassy hill where I spent my first night remains exactly the way that I found it. Apparently the falling meteors, or the mistiles, did not hit this area, leaving an oasis in the midst of this horrible desolation. The hot wind, I remember, has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement, I fear. Oh, I fear it is the only improvement. The magnificent lake I saw on my first visit is now completely dried up. However, another lake now exists, and appears to be quite a bit larger. I assume one of the falling meteors created this lake due to its circular shape and the jutting rock that grows out of the center of it. The rest of this world seems like a desert, although I will verify that statement with closer inspection. Though this world has little visual excitement to offer, it offers much to the ears. Sounds constantly flow through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems, as Catherine says, I do find beauty in everything. Last night I was awakened by a horrible hissing. I was sweating and the heat was so intense that I immediately dipped my head in a nearby stream to cool it down. The hot breeze had returned, along with a low roar from the ground. I walked a short distance to observe some red flames shooting up from the earth. Suddenly, the ground began to crack and a huge chasm opened. The chasm continued to grow until it was far too wide to cross. Then, the tumult subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I've decided, however, I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat from the chasm can be harnessed. Geothermal power! Even as the chasm has ripped into the surface of this world, it has opened up a whole new world to explore. Although uncomfortably hot, I found it possible to reach a cave in the chasm that had been created, and I have now explored deep into the crust of this planet. I have found a vast underground cave system that will take many years to map and explore. How did you go into the crust of the planet? Wouldn't it be, like, boiling hot? I will also look for a safer way to reach the underground than through the chasm wall. This age seems to change on its own, so I feel I should leave again and see if things are different when I return. It is also important that I check on Cirrus and Akinar and make sure everything is going along well. When I return, I hope to bring back some tools I will need for my plans to explore the underground. I'm gonna write those names down. Hi, Teasley! Hello, welcome in! Okay, my handwriting sucks and I should really write with a pencil. Cirrus and Akinar. That's who's stuck in the book. Explore the underground. So, are these his sons, Cirrus and Akinar? The abundance of raw materials here is beginning to amaze me. I have returned with some complex tools I knew I would be needing. I assumed I would have to return for more basic materials, however, it seems as though I will be able to find everything I need here. Of course, iron is abundant, but I have also found titanium occurring naturally. I am all the more excited to begin work. Everything is set and I look forward to tomorrow. My raw materials are all here. I think I'll be able to have most of my additions to this age completed within 1 year. I so love working with my hands, whether writing or building. I have... blah, 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 blah. You have, like, a date tomorrow, but it's been... arrangement? Via. I don't know what that means. And you don't know the person well? What did you talk about? You're so bad at conversations. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. For me, I might just leave with that. Just like, be honest? I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm obviously not a pro talker. If I was good at talking to people, do you think I would be a streamer who talks to people? But actually, though, I don't know. That sounds like a very... I feel anxious thinking about that. So I would, in your shoes, lead with the fact that I'm bad at conversation and don't know what to talk about, and am feeling awkward. Because then it's all out on the table. You don't have to pretend. Ask questions. Have them do the talking. Yeah, what I have read on the onlines about talking to people is ask them questions, because people like to talk about themselves. So if you don't know what to talk about, just continually ask questions. And then at some points, you'll find something to latch onto. Or that's the theory. So what's really interesting about this lore is this person seems to be able to create books to different worlds and readily bounce between them. Which is kind of whack. So, we're missing a bunch of words, and here we have well, and I have decided. Maybe we're talking about an actual well. There's like a top-down view of something with some arrows, or maybe this is a compass, I don't know. 3 meters is not enough support for the something, and there's like a sound dish with some sound waves, I'm guessing. Amazingly strong rocket ship. To be one of my most prized inventions, I am extremely... Never have imagined it to come together. I doubt. Could possibly work with 14 instead of... Completely fatigued. I am so happy to... have completed? Tomorrow. I am leaving today in order to bring back Cirrus and Akinar. I've left them alone in Channelwood. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see here. The age seems to have stabilized. I believe the meteor set off a period of volcanic activity by piercing into the shallow crust, but the tremors have become very few. I have just noticed that a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the very pages of which I wrote over 18 months. Fortunately, I have copied many of my construction notes in another journal. I do not understand the many mysteries of this world, but I trust I will discover logical answers to my questions. I have a feeling that many of my questions can be answered in another age, to which I hope to travel to soon. But for now, I must simply accept this world's mysteries and take pride in my accomplishments. Then we have a keyboard with 51423, which is probably the order of playing some notes. And then this is Volcano World, because he said there was a big lake with a crater in the middle. Or with a jutting landmass in the middle. We should probably write this down. The cat is sleeping in such a cute way. I know, he's a cutie patootie. I am too fatigued and would be so happy to have completed tomorrow. I would be so happy to have completed tomorrow today. I'm going to draw this keyboard now. Or most of it, because, you know. I gotta color the keys in. It's very confusing without the keys being colored in. I am so good at drawing. One, two, three, four, 5. Then we have 2 keys. And I used to actually know the terminology for these, but that has long left my brain. That's a really fat key I just drew. Chonk. Pet the kitty. Where do you apply to become Chonk? McDonald's. Yeah, right? Or just fast food in general. So, I know that we keep talking about Italic's subathon a lot, but it has really been on my brain due to the fact that his subathon was on for like 13 days straight. I actually found myself like very concerned for streamer well-being because of the lack of exercise and just sheer amount of junk food that was consumed. Because he was saying that he would just stream for like 16 hours straight and then go to sleep. And then wake up and go to sleep, and or like wake up, stream, go to sleep, and he doesn't have a standing desk. So like the thing about that is really concerning is like blood clots. I was really surprised that none of the wheel additions that were added on the like the subathon wheel thingy, because that's how what he like every 100 subs he would spin a wheel and they would do a thing. None of the rewards on it had anything to do with exercising the streamer. And it made me realize if I ever do content like that, I need to make a reward that requires a streamer to, like, I don't know, exercise. The cat's nickname is Chonk, yeah. Jack calls him Chonk. Even if there also are uncomfortable conversations, talking about something you know is less anxiety-laden. Yeah. Okay, so I thought this was gonna be simple to draw. It is not simple. The deets matter. And my drawing is also not to scale, which is not helpful. Good job. Good job! I also used to know what the scales for keyboards were. I don't know those anymore. So, like, I don't remember what key number 5 is. No, it's like a minor, I think, or a major. Or no, sorry, a flat or a sharp. 5. Then the 5th key up is 1. And then 6, 7, 8 is 4. And then we go past those 3 darker keys onto this one, which is 2. And then the final key that I drew is 3. Ta-da. Keyboard. I gave up after the 3. Major scale. Everything you learned in music theory left your brain long ago. I also taught myself the foundations of playing the piano. And yeah, that long ago left my brain. Thanks for the reminder to raise your standing desk and get on your feet. Yeah, I should do that too. Run a marathon. Climb a mountain. That should do it. At least, like, I don't know, do some jumping jacks or something. Like, haha, a streamer has to work out. That's hilarious. But actually, blood clots. Depending on how the other side engages, you have a friend who's mainly interested in games you don't like. You talk about games quite a bit. I'm sure, yeah, that could be pretty interesting. So we read this book and this book, and I don't want to read any more books because there's no audio and it's eerie and I can't just sit in silence. But there is a fireplace that I climbed into. Why can I climb into the fireplace? I'm sorry, is this a button? There's a button here, chat. I'm gonna press the button. I'm in jail, chat. It's an elevator. No, I'm in jail. Ah! Boop. Oh, that actually spooked me. I'm so sorry. I know this is obnoxious. Just bear with me, I'm almost done. I was really hoping something was gonna happen. I was really hoping that, like, I don't know. I want to go to all of these floors. What even is this? I haven't read all the books. Maybe there's something in here about in the books. Okay, fine. I'm motivated to at least skim this one. And by skim, I mean click rapidly. There's just color. And okay. Now, wait a second. Is this the same boat that's, like, jutting out of the water? I feel like in a lot of these books are all describing. Okay, that's important. Wait, symbol of the black ship. Is it here? No. Okay. A lot of these things that are drawn in the book look like things that we see here, and I think we're in Myst. And so, is this like just a place with all the things? Because the rocket ship that's like right outside this building is in the desert land with everything erased. Like, this is 100% just like over here. And there's a tower that rotates and a sunken ship. I feel like we're seeing all these things here. I don't know. Maybe to draw a special pattern. It could be a constellation. It could be all the things! You played the piano for a lot of years, so the scales are burned into your brain. I think that's fair. Sunken ship behind my head. It's actually not like... It's mostly sunken. The one in the picture still had like the ship itself. Have I turned on all the marker switches? Nope. No. We're still just in this one room with 6 sides. It's a hexagonal room, and if I click this, the bookcase turns into stairs. And that's a place we can go. And then if I click this, it's a blue book with a blue page, and mind you, we found a red book with a red page that I put inside the book, and that was Cirrus. First page, red page needed. So, through my powers of deduction and logical skills, when I read the book, and who I believe is Atris, due to context, said that he had 2 sons, who I've deduced are Cirrus and Akinar, who also travel between worlds. This is probably Akinar stuck in a book. And we're gonna... There's... Guess we gotta put the page in it. Have they just been reduced to pages? Whoa, foghorn.
Serious?
Oh, maybe I read the wrong book. Yeah, this is the other one that I read. So this is Cirrus. Yeah, I went on the wiki. Yeah, so again, this what I'm doing is me censoring the stuff around just this thing. Like, real quick. Spoilers, by the way. Look away! Okay. So, who are you? You must help me. Bring me the red page. I can't see you? Hear me? I need a red page. But this was a blue book. Okay, let's listen to the whole thing. Or most of it. Hi, Harry! He starts with Sirius. Sirius. Cirrus! Who are you? I can see you? Can't? Okay, no, this is not the same thing.
Blue pages.
Blue pages.
Never.
I can't remember? Pages?
I must have the blue page.
I must have the blue pages. Yeah, I deduced that from the helpful article that as we add more pages, we get more information. I'm only looking at it because I'm trying to just see what they said. I'm not... Okay, yeah, that's... Yeah. Cirrus, is that you? Who are you? See you. Akinar. To help me to bring blue pages to forever and ever. Blue pages! I must have the blue pages. Bring them to me, please. Is what they said. I'm just saving us the trouble of trying to understand 1993 recordings. I wish there was an easier way for me to just, like, snag those. Just the subtitles. This game needs subtitles. Subtitles mod? Anyways, let's go in the stairs. Spooky hallway. Yeah, our coverage is not the best. Myst book suffering from bad signal like broadcast television. Yeah, which is kind of weird, right? Because they're a book. Why are they also TVs? Well, now this just looks dismal. All right, library. We going up. We going up, chat. We're going up. We went up and then moved to the right, I think. Tower. We're at the tower. What's this? Button? 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 Oh. Oh gosh. Key. Chat. There's too many things. I'm so... sensory overload. It's like... Book. Key. 2 ladders. Green ladder with book. Also green ladder. This one just has yellow caution tape and has a key symbol. It looks like lethal company. You blame Jeb. If he was better at piloting, we'd have better satellite coverage by now. We went up in a little shuffle. Yeah, we did. Can't see a dang thing. What are we looking at? We're just looking out. I'm clicking. Need to turn the gamma up. Need subtitles and a gamma slider. Your Jeb is lost. Okay, so... oops. This is the library. Except there's nothing here. There's a... like a slit in the wall that is just filled in with what looks like it might be concrete. But this is like very obviously like studded. The wall wraps around and is studded in, and there's just a little slit. So this is the key ladder. And this is wide enough for a doorway. Look like maybe buttons, but I think they also might just be like bolts or something. This one is wide. So we have skinny and wide. You may have missed a deceleration burn. Oh, Kerbal. So I'm guessing, depending on conditions, the wall expands or shrinks. Is what I'm gathering from that, because that was a very slim opening versus a very wide opening. But both were filled in with concrete. So we need portals! Hi, Anakin. I don't know why I said Anakin. Anakim. Boop. Jeb is happy. He has cookies. Yeah, Jeb's lost in my version of the game, too. That emote is weird. That is a weird emote. I must tab out. Boop. Now we're thinking, I know. Did I say we shuffle to the right? Because this is already shuffling to the right. Note that it goes like... back? The the doors were locked in. Look, I know that because we pressed this painting to make the stairwell, and so we shuffled. I'm trying to go down the hall. We shuffled to the right to get here, and then we go up and we shuffle. I think it was to the right again. So like, we went up. Well, where could we have possibly gone? We're in the mountain. We have to be in the mountain. Because the video, everything was moving down. Right? As we moved, all the textures were going down, insinuating that we were moving up. And then when it slid slightly, everything was moving leftwards. So I think we went up to here. Maybe. Let me just double check that. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going up. And that's definitely to the right. It's a fair bit to the right. Jeb joined up to explore space. Here, Jeb, here's some space. Oh yeah, no, Jeb's lost. We tried to rescue Jeb, it never worked out. It isn't, you love it. It was one of those things, I saw that emote and just like, I have to take a closer look at that. You think it might be worthwhile to read more books, chat? How's it going, Sleepy Dragon Man? I need you to stay with me when I read the books, chat, because it gets really sad and lonely when the music stops. When there's no sound. KSB2 Science Mode stream someday. I've heard that it still needs work. Also, an ad break just started. So, we've read this book. We've read that book. You had an afternoon nap. It was good. Yay! Now we have this book to read and this book. And they're all long. It's so many pages. I feel like this is the worst part of the whole thing, though. Boop. I'm gonna leave this up for you. We have a minute until the ad's over, so I'm just gonna disappear for a second and go to the bathroom because I gotta pee. I'm too hydrated. Okay, so this is a very long book. I have called this age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though it is exactly how I imagined it, it still amazes me. It is still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere, there are only trees which grow directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I am eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I have arrived here late and I must rest. I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one that I would have never expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated, through enthusiastic hand motions, they gesticulated that I was to follow them. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below were changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water, I had hardly noticed that we had arrived to a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which is about 10 meters above the water, and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower paths to the village level approximately halfway up the grand trees. It is very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. Oh, they're gonna eat them, aren't they? They're gonna try... I bet you they're gonna try to eat them. Hi, G-Meters! Welcome in! You're not late. You've arrived when you meant to. By the way, okay, we did do a kitty spin, good. You're back, you had some tech issues? What happened? How's the game going? We're gonna spend the next few hours reading books. I think. At sunset, they motioned me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. It's bigger on the inside. The walls were garnished with bright metals. In the center of the hut, sat the leader of these people. At least he appeared to be their leader, for he sat a meter off the ground in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human. At least to some extent he appears human. His hair, which was only on his face and head, was completely gray, almost white, and hung very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by an almost grotesque neck. I could not hold its head up to look at me. But what a surprise, the creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter, I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked to be telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human, but he is old beyond his own reckoning, and seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me feel very uncomfortable. It's almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He's adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me he has not spoken our own tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he's told me. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, along with Emmy. Just reading. Yeah, we're still reading lore. These books are long. These are not like BG3 books that are just the right length. They lived together in this place with Emmy, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings, which happened randomly. Some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. Sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. They would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day, things changed. The rumbling began and grew quickly to unprecedented levels. Soon it became apparent the entire island was sinking slowly into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. The humans who lived through this catastrophe moved into the trees, where they gradually died out, maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I am not sure. How did they stop the sinking? Reading was cheap. Yeah, I know. I know, it's resourcefully cheap, but still. This is the story the old man communicated to me, although many details are very unclear in my mind. I'm especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. Okay. Okay, just had to keep reading. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own, yet the old man believes in the truth of the story as if he had been there. And the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans, as if they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and asleep. He then said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort, he stood to his feet. I tried to help, but he pushed me away with more force than I imagined his frail body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surrounded him with very solemn faces. Oh no. The time has come. The writer becomes the new god. They then kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out the door and off the narrow path high in the trees. And off of the narrow path, he just... Like, am I understanding this correctly? Like suicide? The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body. Okay. He had fallen onto a lower level of the walkway and carried away. He was laying down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion, one of the tree creatures lit the pier on fire, and I watched as the flames engulfed him. As the strange funeral proceeded, the waters around the pier changed to dull green. This morning I awoke, finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The water is a dull green for as far as I can see now. For some reason, the water no longer shifts color. As I wandered throughout the pathways, the creatures watched me, curious to see what I will do next. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection. I even found food outside the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon, so that I may learn more from them. Now, the text is shifting color. What color? It said from blue to transparent to orange? Or what? Blue to muddy orange to clear. I have lived on this world for 3 months, off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I am even beginning to learn bits of their language. I've decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and my sons, and hopefully return with them. However, I am sure Catherine will once again refuse. I think this age will be a wonderful experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Cirrus and Achenar will react to its curious inhabitants. Okay, so that answers that. Catherine, the wife, and the sons. Catherine is staying home behind as expected. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very much. This was Channelwood? I think this was Channelwood. Channelwood. They get along very well with the tree dwellers, and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. I am leaving tomorrow to check on Osinonian? Osinoian age. Osinoian age. Cirrus has suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay. Though the idea unsettles me, I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warn the boys not to take advantage of the respect of the tree dwellers. Take advantage of the respect the tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith they will follow it. Osmonian. I think it's Osmoian. Yeah, like O-I-A-N. Osmoian. Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Choctic. I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly after checking on Cirrus and Achenar here. See Everdunes Journal for more information. Okay. Wait, are all these books, some of them which are burned, journals? From different worlds? After watching Cirrus and Achenar, I see they are handling things very well, and I think I can put to rest any fear about leaving them in Channelwood again. And for a little longer time. Yeah? You think they're all journals? Why? It's blue to orange to blue to green. To green? Green was the color of the old man's death. The tree dwellers seem slightly distressed that I am leaving, but I'm happy that Cirrus and Achenar are staying behind again. I have been gone for over 3 days, and I have been to many places. I had to tell Cirrus and Achenar about Pran's death today, and they were visibly shaken, although they only remembered her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested that it would be wise for Cirrus and Achenar to leave Channelwood for a while. And I have to agree. They'll be returning with me when I leave again. Okay, so Pran were menaced, and her people were menaced by the Choctic, and then she died. I've told my sons they will be returning with me in 2 days. This is incredibly hard to read. They spent... I can't... Okay, no, this is like actually even further, like more distressed, right? It's growing more distressed as it goes. Like, this is just a different color, same font. But I thought maybe it was a color difference, but no, this one, these are all distressed. This one is bold and hard to read. I told my sons they'll be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. How am I even able to read this? I've learned the language. I've learned the language, people. It seems they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out into the surrounding waters. I enjoy hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures and am reminded of my own adventures as a child. I don't know how it's possible. I finally understand why the Tweedlers have been giving me their many inks and insisting I write with them. Oh. Looking through my past entries, I see now the inks have changed from black, I thought they were, to various different colors. I have shown some of the creatures my journal, and they laughed and howled. I did not know they had such a sense of humor. Even now, I look through the very colorful journal and cannot help but laugh myself. We will be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me they would like to come to Channelwood again, and have also asked if they can visit some other ages alone. Though I will have to think over their request, I believe they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine also will have to help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now I must give my farewells to the creatures, for I do not know how long it will be until I can visit this age again. Future bridge right here. And then a windmill and a hut. What was the description of the leader? The doorway of an enormous hut, which was large on the inside like a TARDIS. The walls were garnished with bright metals. In the center of the hut sat the leader of the people. Maybe that's the large hut. And then this is probably important. Who am I kidding? It's definitely important. Okay, so that one's actually pretty interesting, but where did I see the Channelwood mentioned before? Channelwood. I am leaving today in order to bring back Cirrus and Akinar. I left them alone in Channelwood. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see here. The age seems to have stabilized. Okay, so that journal was written alongside this one. I've left them alone in Channelwood. Everdunes. Osmoian age. To check on the Osmoian age. Oh! No, not Osmoian. I don't think it's an M. I think that's... Oh yeah, that's an M. Looks like this M. Osmoian. I think you're right. Cursive reading test. Hi there, blubbery walrus. Hello, I know it is a cursive reading test. Okay. So, I think we need to write some of this down. Because now we've got, like... I'm imagining... Remember when we played Shadows of Doubt and we had the board and we have to, like, draw lines connecting things between each other? I feel like that's what we've got here. So... Osmoian age, I feel fairly confident is the desert place. Desert place. With the crater and the keyboard. Right now my notes don't make any sense. I'm just writing things down as I come across them chronologically. So, like, Cirrus, first page, red page needed, and then keyboard, and then, which I just said is Osmoian, and then Akinar, and then Osmoian age equals desert place. And, you know, I can draw this, but I'm not going to. Just commit it to memory. Back before we had an online portal, I used to be really good at deciphering handwriting. Yeah, I feel very confident in that deduction. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same as Everdunes. Where was Everdunes mentioned? Everdunes was mentioned a few times. Because we want to check on the Osmoian age, and it did say that he was going back and forth, checking. Much to my dismay, upon arriving at Everdunes, I think these might just be separate timelines. So, where did we read about Everdunes? If only I could make notes in-game. Everdunes. After a short absence, I returned to this age with my 2 sons. Which age is this? This age. And highlight stuff. I don't think he gave it a name. After a short absence, I returned to this age with my 2 sons. They have, as of yet, traveled rarely with me. And they are understandably excited to be here. They have grown considerably since Everdunes, and it's already obvious to me that they will be a great help in this time. Since Everdunes. See Everdunes journal for more info. I don't think this is the Everdunes journal, though. First off, there's no mention of a Pran, just the old man and the few survivors, so this must be the Everdunes journal. Or maybe not. This one has a lot of star maps, though, and I'm not excited about that. Because I have to draw those, right? To the point where you can sometimes identify culture of origin from handwriting peculiarities. Yeah, now we all just have crap handwriting. The name Emmett was in something else too. Ugh, man, this is frustrating. Just because it's really hard to cross-reference. I can't control F. I'm so spoiled. Emmett. The man reminds me of Emmett in many ways, and I often wonder how Emmett and his people are doing. I'm so spoiled by the ways of technology. Just, why can't I control F? Emmett was the first to live on the rocks. He named them the rocks because that is what they were. A group of shark rocks clustered together in the middle of a large sea. This is where Emmett lived. He enjoyed his life. Emmett would occasionally swim to nearby rocks as it was never too far of a distance. We need a sticky note with names, jobs, or something. Sticky notes, but I had to tap out even. Emmett, leader of Osmoia, or whatever. Yeah, and just like put them in our book. Yeah. We need an AI to summarize the video so we can ask it. Oh, goodness. Or we could just ask the AI the answers. I imagine it knows by now. And threads to make a conspiracy board. Yeah, just like Shadows of Doubt. That game was really cool. We should play that again. One day, another person appeared on the rocks for no apparent reason to Emmett. Emmett named this new person Branch. Emmett and Branch quickly became friends. Swimming and hunting were fished together often. Emmett showed Branch the simple cave in which he lived on the largest rock. Soon Branch discovered a place where he decided to live, also on the same large rock. The sun always shone brightly in their world, and the water was always dazzlingly clear, allowing them to see almost to the deep ocean floor which surrounded them. Though the sun always shone, it was never too hot for the boys. A light breeze always came from the north and cooled the area down. One day, while Branch was swimming and having fun in the water, he noticed another boy swimming. Branch thought the new boy to be Emmett, brought the new boy to Emmett to find out what to call the new boy. Emmett said the boy should be called Will. Will was soon a part of the group, and all three of the boys swam and enjoyed their perfect world. At least, that is the story I was told when I arrived today on the island. Emmett, Branch, and Will were surprised to see me at first, but even before the night ended, we all were becoming good friends. Today, the second day on this newly created age, a strange thing happened. It was not strange to me, but the three boys did not understand what was happening. While I was relaxing under a large tree on one of the smaller rock islands, it began to rain. It was a nice rain that lasted for about an hour in the morning. I explained to the boys that the rain was not harmful, yet they obviously still feared it. Just like Kuma! No matter how many times I tell that dog the rain is not going to hurt him, he thinks I am trying to murder him. Before going to sleep tonight, I told the boys I would leave the following day. I told them that while I was gone, I would make a surprising change in their world. They didn't understand. Not that I expected them to. I would make a surprising change in their world. While I was gone, I would make a change. So, are we, I'm assuming, like, first person, no, I guess we're not Atris. So, we are just rando who's found the Myst book, and we're now in Myst. I'm guessing due to this, like, journal bookmaking magic or technology. And so, is he just authoring books and creating worlds from nothing and, like, giving his creations sentience? And, like, they interpret their world and explain to him the interpretations? Their interpretations of their world? And so he can leave and then just, like, make a change which impacts them? That's, like, god powers. Atris is like a flipping god. There's an update a while back, I know. Human trying to murder puppy. The next paragraph looks like it's from one of the sons. I didn't finish reading, I know. It goes wrong as we're about to see. Let's keep reading. I still do not fully understand what happened today. I was experimenting with the art. Just had to keep reading. Testing the limits of the rules as dictated to me by Father. I attempted to create a boat by writing it into the world. I thought everything was planned correctly, yet somehow the boat had become gripped by the rock and broken in half. Although this test did not turn out as I had hoped, I now have answers to few of the questions my father never answered. Okay, hold up. I'm changing books to see. No, we have the same font. These G's are like really cursive-y, and so I was seeing if the font changed. It didn't seem like it, but I don't think that this is Atris at all. These are their lab books. So they said that they have books for every world. There's journals kept for each world. So this is also not written in the same voice as the other three books. I'm actually glad that I think I read them out of read them in a weird order, because this one is a different voice. It's really stunted. The G's look the same. I think that's just the font. There's only one font that they used, but like all of these, the sentences are very complex. Very, very complex sentences. The use of vocabulary is pretty diverse, and it flows really well. This one, like, these are all like elementary level sentences. Not to suggest that the sons have elementary level intelligence, just I think it's meant to be a very distinct voice. And the ship thing? It wasn't this book. It's not that book. Where did we see the thing about the ship? And now we're hooked. How was another ad playing? We've been reading books for like 2 hours. They're so long. Map? Or was it I don't know. That's the problem. I can't remember where I've seen everything. It wasn't... No, it's not this map. Yeah, now we're hooked because we got an interesting twist. First off, the ship broken by the rock. Oh, wait. This map. Ship? There's no rock, but there's a broken ship. There was a picture somewhere. Did I just, like, fly right by it? Was it not in these books? What other books have I looked at? It has to be in these books. There was... Where was that? There was a drawing somewhere of half a boat. Half a ship. Like a map with a half of a ship. Dang it. I keep hitting escape, trying to, like, back out to the center of the room. I have no idea. Like, where else could it have we possibly looked? There's not that many options. Okay, anyways, let's keep reading this one. Ah, my god, the answers to a few of the questions my father never answered. As for the boat, I can see the boys enjoy it anyway. And with that, I am pleased. They have played on it all day. Even though the boat cannot move, I have enjoyed studying from it. It is a much sturdier platform than the jagged rocks. In the course of my observations, I have learned some very interesting things regarding the solar system of this age. Submersible lamp. Submersible lamp. The nights are absolutely beautiful here. I have made a note of and named a number of the constellations that pass above me. Also during the night, I catch glimmers of light from the horizon which I have not been able to discover if it is created by some natural phenomenon or by additional people on far-off islands or rocks. I should very much like to discover which. I rather suspect it is additional people, which would explain the appearance of Branch and Will. The rain today was slightly heavier than usual. Just when the boys were getting used to the light rains, a small storm arrived. They were frightened of the heavier rain, not to mention the thunder and lightning. If rain has never fallen here until recently, as the boys tell me, I would like to discover why it is falling now. Regardless, I have decided to return home for a short while. I've also been thinking of some plans for a lighthouse that I hope to construct soon. I think that perhaps by shining a bright light towards the horizon, it might prove my suspicions regarding additional inhabitants. They would be curious about the light and travel to discover its source, if they have the means. I've returned with many tools that I will need for the construction of the lighthouse. I've decided that once the lighthouse is completed, I will leave for some time and let the world's own imagination have control. What? This world is crazy. I could start a Zettelkasten of Myst notes. Maybe solve the game without looking for cheats. I mean, that's not a bad idea. That's actually, that's a pretty good idea. I might do it later though. Like, not on stream. Like, after stream. They can imagine things into existence, but also the world. They imagine the world into existence, which has its own imagination of itself. That's trippy. We have worked 3 weeks on the lighthouse now, and are making great progress. The rock that we are building on seems to not be as secure as I would like. I've had to alter my plans slightly, but those alterations pose no real problem. There's a 16. That's the only thing that's legible, I think, is 16 and light. The boys are quite strong and have helped me immensely. I estimate construction will be done within 2 days. The lighthouse is finished, and we are all proud of our creation. The boys are amazed at the structure wrought from rock with their own hands. That evening we powered up the generator. Much to the boys' dread at first, it shined a great light to the horizon for many hours. I stayed the night in the top of the lighthouse, and in the morning awoke to observe the sunrise without me being coated. The sunrise without my being coated with the chilly blanket of ocean dew I had become accustomed to. It was Will who first saw the girl. She was swimming not far from the boat where Will was getting ready to hunt for fish. Then Will noticed a man not far away from the girl. Emmett was very pleased to meet the additional neighbors. I feel pleased to leave this age. I have set in motion events that have nothing to do with the writing or the art that will have a more profound impact on this world than I could ever have written. I think... Stone Ship Age, Bird's Eye View. Oh, that's where the ship was. Yeah, it was in this book from when I had skimmed ahead. I think of it as the age... I think of it this age as a gift to myself that I will wrap up and open someday in the future, only to discover it has changed so much that indeed it is a surprise. Besides, I have yet another new age that awaits me. It seems I'm going to need some way to travel underwater in this new age, and so much planning is in order. It has been 10 years since I left this age, which I have since called the Stone Ship Age. Upon returning, I cannot believe the changes that have taken place. The original 3 boys have grown into adults, and there are many new faces I do not recognize. Branch told me that it has not rained for 7 years, and the cool breezes are back again. They are all very content, and have been serving me with new foods and showing me new materials they have discovered. It even seems they have found gold somewhere. I see it in many forms around the island. My lighthouse has been kept in perfect condition, and it looks as if they have tried their very best to keep it so. Yet I've noted that the entire rock it was built on has sunk approximately 40 or 50 centimeters. After a wonderful visit with my old friends, I wonder aloud... I wonder aloud with them what things will be like here in another 10 years. Then we've got our constellations, which are probably important. Dang! The world is alive! Run away, run away! But George actually had a really good idea, which was to, rather than take handwritten notes, take some notes and link them all together, which would be actually a really fascinating experiment. And to explain what I mean by that is, I've been using a note-taking app called Obsidian, which basically functions in Markdown and lets you take notes that exist independently, except Obsidian's really interesting in that you can link your notes. And so there's various ways you can link them. You can uplink them, backlink them, you can link them through tags and properties, and all sorts of things. And if I were to devise a system in which to track the info from Myst, if done well, it should actually start generating, like, maps on its own, and perhaps even solve things itself. Hi, Panderific! Obsidian and Notion are great apps. Oh, I agree. I love Obsidian. I haven't really used Notion, but I love Obsidian. Trying to big brain our way through Myst would be fun. Yeah, but that actually gonna take me... That would take me a few hours to build. Which is why I don't think I would do it on stream. Because... I mean, I would just make a new vault, but I would still have to, like, come up with my hierarchy is not the right word, but the pieces. I have to make the rules for my world. The art of an Obsidian vault. I'm kind of a novice. Your friend uses it for one of her D&D characters, and it's crazy seeing the character's brain map. Yeah, I use it for my life, and it's kind of crazy seeing the brain map. But imagine making a map of Myst. If we're going to do that, we should stop for now so the initial load doesn't get unmanageable. Yes, that's sort of what I was getting at. This is also like not a terribly unmanageable is a good word. Unmanageable level of information that we've already taken in. We've only gone to a few places, and the more that we go, the more buttons and things we're going to press, and the bigger the map is going to get. Keep on misting. 69% of you voted to keep on misting. Nice. D-Lurks. Nice. Hi, Diesel Lily. A nice amount. But then we had a plan while the vote ran. Yeah, but so here's something else I could do. We could think really hard about these books. We're gonna have to think really hard about stuff anyways. Let's putt-putt to reduce homework. Hi, Novikeen. But we could also take screenshots. We could just take screenshots of this. Or, I know what we could do. How do we... Never mind. Hi, chat. Saved. I know what we could do. Ooh, Myst. No, we're not playing Myst anymore. Because we're playing more Myst. I'm just gonna save you the question mark. Look, remember how I said this was remade? Such a mystifying game. You said you wanted to see what the remake looks like. Whoa, this sounds like Dolby Digital or something. Before a movie. Womp. Simba's a mystic kitty. Yeah, the canvas feature I haven't really explored much, but would probably come in useful for something like Myst. Yeah, so Myst has a few different versions. There's the original version that came on CD-ROM. There's the 1999 version, which is what we were just playing, which is essentially the CD-ROM version, just turned into a game you can play on Steam. I don't actually know like what you would call that version exactly. It's just localized rather than needing a disc. But it's essentially the CD-ROM version of the game. Myst was remade in 2014, the compatibility version. There we go. Yeah, it was remade in 2014, and I want to say they used the same engine. Or Real Myst Masterpiece Edition. Released in 2014, this is one of the first versions of Myst to offer real-time 3D graphics, making it possible to roam freely in the world. This version features the addition of changing weather, day and night cycles, and minor additions to better fit the larger storyline. In addition, this version of Myst offers a bonus age to act as an epilogue and bridge the gap to Myst's sequel, Riven. So it was a 20-year remake, and then it was remade again in 2021. This time in Unreal, and it's more better. And it works in VR. We can use legacy navigation. Quick travel on ladders. Yeah. Hide vehicle transitions. Or, I don't know, I guess we could just leave it how it is. Gamma slider. Classic video mode. Enabling this replaces all updated character videos with the classic FMV style videos from original Myst. If you enable this during a game session, you may need to reload a save or restart the game in order to properly see video changes occur. Smart cursor visibility. Classic mode. Display context subtitles. Yes, thank you. 1440p. Frame rate. No, we're gonna want to limit that. We got like... Look, we're going from like 1993 to the future. We've written a whole new book. This is no longer the Stone Age. This is the Myst Age. But my autosave. That's fine. Set your puzzle preference. If you're new to Myst, we recommend Classic. Classic, this is the point of the see-through microphone. 1993 Myst. Ta-da! We're basically running this blind. Yep. We just spent a few hours playing the 1993 version, and we decided that we wanted to pause our playthrough until tomorrow. Might be a little loud.
The moment I fell into the
Oh my
fissure,
gosh, subtitles, chat.
destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse.
And notice there are pop
I've tried to
filters.
speculate where it might
Hey,
have landed,
I did it. Pop.
but I must admit that such
Pop
conjecture
filter.
is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Choom. Yeah, so we were playing the 1993 version and decided that we wanted to wait until tomorrow to continue playing because we just like took in a whole bunch of info. At the same time though, I ran a vote to ask chat what they wanted to do, and chat wants to keep playing Myst. So earlier I said that maybe we could check this version out. So we can accomplish a couple things here. Enjoy the updated version of Myst that is almost 30 years updated. And reinforce some of the stuff that we just did. We can literally play through what we just did. Because realistically, we didn't do that much. We flipped some switches and opened the door. Don't turn the cat off. Just the kitty overlay. There's the same text on every page in this book. It's the same text. Wow. There's more than 3 birds now, chat. There's a bunch of birds. I don't think it matters then. We can look around. Wow. This was a much smaller hill. Have I tried turning the cat off and on again? There's a button here! Wow. If you're planning on completing the game, using the free movement mode is wise because the point-and-click movement, it's easy to miss some of the navigation options. Yeah. So it's like a little stuttery, but I think that's more on me. I honestly think that's just more on me. I think I need to turn down the look sensitivity. Didn't realize it was this HD. It's like super duper HD. It's like real fancy. We've got like the NVIDIA stuff that I don't even know what it does. We've got ray tracing. Quality preset low, epic. Okay. I fear what high or even epic mode might be. It's certainly different. Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, that's already better. It was so sensitive that like my mouse stopping or like getting caught on like fabrics was making the camera jitter. Might even turn it down a bit more. Wow, how's it going, Torrance? Welcome in. This is what I was saying, like, this version is like a completely different experience. It's the exact same game. Whoa. No need to 360 quickscope. But now we have buttons and things because we're not pointing and clicking. We are actually moving with our feet. Hi, the suited giraffe. Boop. Hello, hello. I think we're in the wrong category now. This is most definitely not Boop. Retro. Although, maybe it is retro. Look! Look! We can look at it and engage with it. There are more little nodules here than just 6. Settings. Dimensional Imager 40, 47, 67. They're in the right order this time. Rather than it saying 40, 67, 47. If Sushi Game was indie and Starfield is innovative, this is retro. Valentre was totally complaining to me about that yesterday. Like, Starfield won most innovative game? Just like, how? It's a Bethesda game. It's like Skyrim in space. It's still too loud. Troll vote of the year. Let's just turn everything down. Game loud. $69. $69. Yeah, it looks a little better. That's really disorienting because everything was moving, and now that I've been pulled into the menu, or into this interaction, suddenly my mouse is free. That was weird. Okay, so note how the water simulation was actually like a digital matrix. It was 60, right? Nope. 40. I mean, I guess I could turn around and see if anything happened when I did 67, 4, whatever. What are words? Their inventory straight out of Daggerfall. Whoa. Okay, so how is it already time for another ad break? I'm blown away by this. Where's the time going today? It was like Red Dead Redemption 2 getting Labor of Love. This is like, I don't know, a whole other level. I don't know if there's anything here that's supposed to stand out. Time's going in the book. I swapped the 30-minute ads, and ever since, I'm like, why are there so many ads? GOG had Myst HD on sale until yesterday. Yeah, I bought this before the sales. It was on sale on Steam, too. The music is even similar. I honestly didn't pay enough attention to the music in the game, but I recognized that like really whimsical doo-doop doo-doop thing that happened. So we're just gonna backtrack everything that we did in this version so you can see what we're missing out on by playing retro games. Retro, who does that? This looks completely different. He just blinked. Hi, Mike Monkey. This looks completely different. Hi, Cephanated! Hello! Hello, Cephanated, welcome in! satisfactory? The question I think everybody makes, was the stream satisfactory? Hello, hello. Thanks so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We're playing Myst. And to actually, that's a good segue, Mike. Thank you. We're playing Myst. We spent the first few hours of our gameplay section of the stream playing 1993 Myst. Well, it was technically 1999 Myst, but we're gonna call it 1993. We ran around, poked a lot of buttons, and read a lot of things, and kind of were like, oh, brain overwhelm. Do you want to keep playing this? And chat said, yes, let's keep playing Myst. But also, one of the community members here had a really great idea that I kind of want to try out, which is basically take some special notes on Myst. Take specialized notes on Myst rather than doing it the old school way of pen and paper, which I was doing. Play through the old-fashioned version with updated brain notes. So that seems like a great idea. It's gonna take me a while to set up though, so I'm not gonna do it on stream. So instead of continuing to play Myst and grow the sheer amount of information that we have to maintain, I decided that we would boot up the 2021 version of Myst. Yeah, there are 3 different versions of the game. Well, 4 if you count the original. So there was the 1993 version, which was released on CD-ROM. And then in 1999, a compatibility version was released that allows people to, even now, like, it works fantastic. Like, you can launch it up. It just works. I don't know, it's amazing. It just plays the game in 1440p, no issue. But it is essentially the 1993 version, so there's no accessibility features, there's no subtitles. It's really hard to understand, like, what the videos were saying. It's hard to read, and there's no gamma sliders, nothing like that. So it is what it is. And maybe we'll keep playing that version. We'll see how we feel once we poke through this a little bit. I'll poll you all again at the end and see if your opinions have changed. Yeah, 2000 was the original. In 2014, Myst was remade. I was saying in the same engine. It wasn't. It was remade. I don't know in what engine, but it was made in 3D. And I've heard like mixed reviews on that version. In 2021, it was re-released again. In 3D in Unreal, and this is like super fancy. It's VR supported and everything. So having just played for a few hours the 1993 version, it's just like we rubber banded like into another dimension, which actually fits the story. It was good. Glad to be back in the grind of streaming. You've been away so long for mental health. How's the stream going? The stream's going great. I hope that the break was worthwhile for you. I hope it was worthwhile. And Satisfactory is a really fun game. It's hard, but fun. If you like stuff like Factorio, it's good. Lots of automation and brain breaking in that too. When you think retro, you think of Donkey Kong Country, Mario 64 and below, stuff like that. I mean, Myst is still retro. Your parents sold most of your old game collection since you were living somewhere else. It's hard to get that stuff now. It's really hard to get. It was fully navigable. Yes. But this one is just better. Again, from what I understand from the internet. So rather than being point and click, you can experience the world You can twirl. Now my sensitivity is too low that I had to do two mouse swipes. Okay, at least I can't fall off the edge, but... Blue handle. Still got the triangle top, and we got, like, some iron, some studded iron, and some wood. Never heard of Myst. Oh! Okay, I was asking earlier if anyone in chat had not heard of Myst. Well, this is different. This is definitely different. That looks the same, though. This is definitely different. Hi, Lord Corundum. Slowly collecting again. Just love the old memories and sitting down and playing old games. It hits the right spot. I think I was too sheltered to have that amount of nostalgia for retro. But this was a game that my mom had. Not this version. The CD-ROM. I spent hours in this game. Hours and hours and hours. I am gonna set these to up. It's the predecessor to Tomb Raider. Speaking of, I also have Tomb Raider. Tons of Heroes 3 Might and Magic on PC in the 90s. Whoa, whoa. We got stuttered by sunlight. Here's the note. Much easier to read. Catherine, I left you a message of utmost importance in our fore chamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve the message. Yours, Atris. Actually written so that... Here, there we go. We can read that it says Atris. Never heard of Myst. Yeah, it's old. It was a big deal back in the day. See, this all looks much different now, doesn't it? We can even, like, walk behind stuff. Oh. So, this is just very different now. I was a blue button before, by the way. If the goal is retro, Myst is point and click. However, if the goal is to explore and play the game on stream, then play the newer versions. I love puzzle games. I'm happy they're having a resurgence. How do I change the date? Whoops. So we already messed around with this a little bit. Chat. This was easier to understand in the original game. Oh, there's a slider here. So yeah, here's our dates and everything. Star map's here and in the book. Yeah, so the other... Oh, I'm trying to leave. Hi, extra credits! Hello! Hi, Thunder Heavy Arm. I think I got it right this time. Not Thunder Heavy Ram. Thunder Heavy Arm. Hello? Welcome in! Hi, friends! Hello, hello. How's the Myst? We honestly just started this. So it's funny that you came over right after I'm actually very lost. I can't not see where we are. So we even came over here and we were like, wow, rocket ship. And then, yeah, we came in here and we probably spent like 2 or maybe like 2 hours looking at this. Aw, thanks, Reza. Yeah, it was a bummer, but it was okay. Yeah, now it's very easy to see which of the books are accessible. There are 5 books here. Wait, does this one count? It does. Wait, so we missed a 5th book. We missed a 5th book, and it's got the puzzles in it! How did we miss this? Oh my goodness. still going. I don't know that there's an end to this book. It's really hard to see the OG if you remember right. I even like clicked through most of them. Okay, so there is a book that tells us the patterns that we need. But oh no. I have to click all the way back. Some of the numbers seem out of order. So many pages. I'm not gonna keep flipping because apparently there's no table of contents. They said there's an extra age. Okay, 32, 30, 28, 26, 24, 22. No, it seems in the right order. I don't know what this is saying. It says to move the bar. They're hopping around? Nuh-uh. I'm not flipping through that again. I'm not flipping through that. So, we came over here and... We messed... Oh, this is much better. Rather than having to turn it 1 degree at a time, we can actually turn this dial. What is it catching on? In a few places, that noise was in the game, right? Not my house? Let's see how much better the video is here. So, this was the first red book that we picked up. In-game promise. And I had to go and get myself some spoilers in order to find the dialogue for chat. This is very loud. Oh. I don't know if I dragged that in or if it just kind of became one with the book on its own. Shut up. We don't want to listen to you, Cirrus. Subtitles? You're bossy. I liked the person in the book better, and the person, Cirrus, was much less bossy. I still can't understand what they're saying, but there's subtitles. Well, okay, well, actually, I think that was... might have been different. They're live action in the OG and animated here. And sort of hit the uncanny valley for you. Yeah, I can understand that. Okay, it just zaps itself into the book. So, okay, first off, this one has something reminiscent of a D20 on it. It's probably not a D20 because it's way too many sides. I'm gonna call it a D40. And then this is swords. Maybe it's supposed to be a shield. Or a sun. A sun on a shield. And then these are swords. You forgot dinner. I forgot lunch. So we learned that that was Cirrus, and this is... Akinar. Yeah, I don't like them here. I don't like their faces. They look really angry. I don't think they're supposed to be angry, but they look... They don't even look angry? They look fanatic. But it's the lighting in particular. Just the way the lighting is cast on their faces. Food, you need to do that. Looking for noms? Enjoy the remake. Yes, please. Take care of all the after stream stuffs. Don't let us distract you. Nope. Oh, I see. Flip this up. Now we have another chance. Well, so one thing I want to do now is switch to classic video mode, which might require reloading a save or restarting the game. So maybe I should have saved the game before doing that. Save. Okay, I'm really excited to see what it looks like with the FMV style video. Hold on a second. There's no subtitles though. Yeah. How do they not provide subtitles?
Bring me a red.
Okay, he's still bossy about it, but
I can't see.
the audio.
You red, you must. Make it bring.
Okay, I know. Okay, it's that staticky noise is like infuriating on my brain. Like I want to slam the book shut. But I know what he's saying. But I feel like it's actually easier to understand. Like the audio is restored or re-recorded. It sounds the same to me though. Like the same voices that we listened to a little earlier today. Oh yeah, thanks chat. The counters beneath the kitty. Yes, they are. They're the daily funding goals. So the one is for subs and the other is for bits. Yeah, they sounded clearer. It still has that like that frustrating static sound, but it's almost like they increased the audio on the voices and decreased the static.
Serious?
Yeah, that's the same thing. That's the same voice for sure.
Are you? See you.
See, the Cirrus, the guy in the other book, was a little bossy at the start.
Blue pages.
But in the end, you can tell that he's a little bit desperate, right? Like, I beg of you, please bring me a page.
Pages.
He seems like he's a little off his rocker.
I must have the blue page.
I must have the blue page. Hi, Fully. I'm sorry. I couldn't finish it. This sound is just like nails on a chalkboard. But just when you open it, he's like, "Cirrus? Is that you?" You know, like you can hear like he sounds panicked. And in the updated video we just watched, he looked angry. You're never gonna play it just because of the static sounds. It's the original game audio. I'm a little disappointed that there are no subtitles. Like, I have got subtitles enabled for all things, and they didn't provide subtitles for classic video mode, which seems like it should be a given. You want to scratch the baby kitty's cheeks? Well, there was a redemption to pet the kitty, so we can go pet that dude. He doesn't really want scritches. He didn't want chin scritches, or cheek scritches, or nose scritches. He just wanted me to go away. Is the old video one continuous with interruptions? The newer ones seem like they record in each broken part separately, so it had less transition from static to speech. Yeah, I think so. This was like actually a recorded video. Like it's a full motion video. So I don't exactly know how it works, but it's a recorded video that. Oh, I forgot. We can take pictures too, chat. Hold on. It's a fully recorded video that gets placed into the game. I'm trying to open this book. Boom. So you said these are out of order? 11, 12, 13, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Are you sure? Lord Corundum, thank you very, very much for the 100 bits. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate the support. I feel like they're all in the same order. Like, I know I'm, like, not the best at counting, but... I think they're all in order, chat. I took a picture of that for a reason.
My vassal! My vassal! Everybody's my vassal!
Flamethrower, thanks for the 5 gift subs to the community. Grass Vortex and Wicked Wit. Harry, Support Empire, and John Z, enjoy. Thank you, Flamethrower. I appreciate it. How is there already another ad? Didn't we just do this? Didn't we just have an ad? Okay, I'm just gonna take a picture so I can... Okay, photo added to album. How open album? This. Right on schedule. Timey-wimey. Okay, I cheated. I took a picture of my monitor with the picture of the book up. So that I can press these buttons. Is it bad to play beyond what we did earlier? Because I'm doing that. I feel like I'm playing Codenames. Nothing happened. Did I do this correctly? This is the layout for number 1. Or maybe I'm supposed to do the opposite. I mean, it kind of looks like this is what we're supposed to do. I just clicked on the ones that were lit. Or they appear to be lit. Maybe it's the opposite. Flying pie. Flying pie. You have a memory of a music video with that joke. Now you have to find it. Here I was thinking I was all clever and stuff. Oh, maybe you have to press a button. Okay, yeah. Let's try pressing the button.
BG3 Fund.
Hi there, Menace. Thank you so much for the 300 bits. BG3 Fund. It's gonna be fun. Thanks for helping us reach the big goal, too. Thanks, chat. You all are so wonderful. Thank you. Oh. Pie. Like that. Yeah, it is in reference to all the times I've been pied on stream. Now I have to do this one more time. Well, let's do the opposite. Golden Kappa train complete. We receive Golden Kappa for 24 hours. Thanks for the Golden Kappa hype train, chat. Yes, thank you for the love and support. I really mean it. Thank you. I could not be here without your support. This is extra hard. I feel like this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. It really seems like I am supposed to be pressing the buttons that are not dark. In fact, I find this kind of confusing to do. I'm pressing the opposite buttons. Yeah, there's no way this is the intention because my brain does not accept this pattern. So I'm guessing that either there's a button we're supposed to press or we need to input a specific number. So this is just number 1. And then what? Oh, I can look around. But we can't look around in the main game. Currently building the Lego space shuttle. That sounds awesome. Hopefully it's going well. But to coordinate the page number of the puzzle with something else, like degrees on the map spinner. Yeah, that's kind of what I was just getting at. You don't know the answer as you never played Myst. I'm kind of just musing out loud, to be honest. So we already read all the lore books, but we can read them again. We can't even open the, bottom shelf don't matter. The Selentre. I have no idea what that says. The Selen... No, I don't know what that says. I'm like reading in. I'm getting as close as I possibly can to the monitor and I still can't read it. I don't know that it matters. But it does say this is the something of Myst. Worse or better? Something of Myst. Stone ship. Stone ship. Channel wood. This one says mechanical. That says mechanical. This says channel wood. That says stone ship. This says something of Myst. What's funny is I said something about... I said Selentre, and I saw him standing over at his desk, like craning into the monitor, trying to read it as well. Trying to see what the book said. This is much easier to read. Do you think it's gonna be the exact same text? Mood alert Pokemon music video in stream chat. Okay. Cool. Mechanical Stone Age. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. It has been a while since I've heard... It has been a while since I have heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly, I think. For some reason, I do not feel altogether welcome in this new world. Okay, random sneeze. For some reason, I do not feel altogether welcome in this new world in which I have arrived. But how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. This world is very beautiful, but I think I have yet to ever write in a journal. That of an age I have linked to is horrid or disgusting. From the grassy hill where I am standing, I can see green fields below, along with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms some distance from where I'm standing. Okay, I think this book was here. Or, like, this is not the same order that the books were in. But first off, there were 3 shelves. There was, like, 1, 2, 3, and there was one book, and then 2. And this one that I'm reading think was on the second shelf. Is this the new or old Myst? This is the new one. We played old earlier, yeah. Oh, so these books are very, very long. You can go back in the VOD if you want to hear the books read through. I'm not actually gonna read them all the way. However, I'm just trying to gather if it's the same text, and I think so, because I remember this paragraph reading strangely. Yeah, I think it's verbatim, or at least close. So the cool thing about this is that these are updated now. These images... My voice cracked. These images are updated, and you can actually read the numbers and things. I don't know if we're supposed to be able to. But look at this. I began today on the bridge, and although that we couldn't read that before, the magnetic idea will work well, and I have decided to... 3 meters is not enough support for the beams, although it somewhat depends on the... So we could only read like a couple words before, but now we can actually read amazingly strong. Viewing dome intake, hatch stabilizer. Prized inventions. Has to be one of my most prized inventions. I am extremely... Could never have imagined it to come together quite as... I doubt. Could possibly work with 14 instead of 8. Completely fatigued. I am happy to have completed tomorrow. So, I've just noticed a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the very pages which I wrote over the last 18 months. Then we have this, the keyboard, and a far more detailed map. Wow. That looks way nicer. So this was the first book we read. This one was on the bottom shelf. Before arriving in the Sage, I was determined it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures, and it was. I feel like the puzzles are going to make more sense in this because we can actually see what the heck we're looking at. I also like these sketches. I like the shading lines. They're actually like graphite pencil shady lines. Which is an interesting detail because it's insinuating like the sun's coming from over here. But yeah, there's much more context as to what's going on here. And here's the colored ink. Much easier to read. It's really pretty. I like this blurple color. Future bridge. Stone ship age bird's eye view. Although, notice this is turned around. This was the complete other direction. Like, this image has just been flipped around. I guess turned, not flipped. The ship and everything was at the bottom. And our constellations, they are super low res, and I wonder if these were taken straight out of the other game. Because they're so low res compared to everything else. They look like... I don't know that they're exact matches, but that's interesting. And why would they redraw everything else? And then, like, look how clear these lines are. This is, like, really nice looking. And then suddenly, boom! Low res! Why? Why use the old images instead of redoing it? Yeah, no, they definitely go to the star map, but the thing is there's almost no way to know how to achieve this right now, because the only ways to get these constellations are to know a lot of info. You have to know the date, like the month, the day, the year, and you have to know a couple other pieces of info. So I think that these are the constellations. Like, this is an arrow constellation. This is the flamingo? Is that supposed to be a flamingo? That's a leaf. So it's... I don't know which sun this was, but we decided that this was written from the perspective of one of the suns, both of whom are stuck in different books. And they said something about taking notes on constellations. Yeah, the nights are absolutely beautiful here. I have made note of and named a number of constellations that pass above me. Also during the night, I catch glimmers of light from the horizon, which I have not been able to discover. So, yeah, these constellations adhere to the dates in which a named sun was visiting, and I think that's probably relevant at some point. But, like, there's a lot of details from these books, which is why I was saying that this is as far as we got. Welcome back, TX! Drawn in the dark. I don't know that they're drawn in the dark. I just am wondering why they chose, of all things, to use the old images? Like, did they forget, maybe? Whoa. Did they forget to update the constellations? So, yeah, before you interact with this, and the bookshelf becomes stairs. Whoa. Into this hallway, which does scoot ever so slightly to the right. I mean, yeah, the right. Yes, and then we go to this elevator, which looks way less intimidating in this version of the game. Much less like a death chamber. Well, I don't know. I say that, but then before I get in here, this does kind of look like a death chamber. Okay. What's for food? Yeah, see, I forgot about the food. I said that I could just sit here for another hour, and I've almost done so. I was mostly kidding when I said that. Now we're in the tower. Wait. I'm sorry. Go back down. Did we just go straight down that time? We just went straight down before we moved to the right. This time we're going straight up. No turning, yeah. So what I'm really curious to know about this is I wonder if they've changed any details to make the game easier. Okay, first off, well, that's different. This is completely different. So first off, when we emerged from the elevator, when I looked to the right, we had the ladder with the book on it, and then when I looked to the left, we had a ladder with a key behind it, like that. But now they look very different. Library. So, like, we go up, and then, yeah, same thing. There's just, like, this little sliver in the wall. I can also turn off ladder animations, which I might do, because for some reason that kind of makes me feel sick. But then there was a ladder on this side, and when we went up, there was a big hole in the wall. Like how that was just a sliver. Like, sliver up and down. It was the same thing, except much wider. Now there's nothing. There's a plate back there. I'm guessing it has to do with turning the button that turns the tower. Oh my gosh, do you think? Safety. No one knows until you press a button. It's clearly not a death chamber because when I try to operate this thing without closing the door, it yells at me. So I had, excuse me, only turned the tower 2 degrees. So I don't know where we started though. Probably about here. I didn't even put that together. That we are turning the literal... Oh my goodness. The literal tower. We almost accidentally solved the puzzle because look, the plate. The plate that I could see. There are 2 red line positions. Yeah. Hi, Omnishift. Hello. I had turned it to like I think 2 or 3 degrees past one of those red lines. One old friend that you help with tech sometimes has an elevator that has the same manual rail door design. Does it beep when you try to... Hold on. I'm gonna save us all some motion sickness issues and... quick travel on ladders. Okay. So this makes a lot more sense to me now why there was concrete behind everything. Although... Hello? I am bugged by the complete difference in this puzzle's presentation. I'm like a little hesitant to keep messing with it because I think we're gonna solve this too easily now that we see the differences in the matrix design. It just stands there waiting. It does beep after a while. Like this. So, like me, you might be sitting here wondering, why is this so much easier to interact with beyond the fairly obvious? Which is that this is just updated and for a lot of us maybe a bit more digestible. When we were messing with this map in the other version, we could only turn this dial one at a time. As in... like I would click it and it would have a little animation and it would go 1 degree at a time. And so being able to just turn it like this has already given us a couple clues that we would not have easily been able to ascertain. Right? Like, what's this and what's that? And I'm willing to bet that... Whoa! Where's the doorbell? I'm willing to bet that this position here and this position here align to the puzzles in the tower that we just climbed to. Because I had turned this to, like... it's inverted and it's weird. I had turned this to, like, here. Just slightly past where it's snapping. Because it's snapping to this position. So I turned it here, and that's where we had just that slight nameplate showing, or maybe it was like right here. Like a little past this one. But I specifically took it off the red when I let it go, because I didn't want to start something. And so I feel like if we snapped it to here, or to here, it's gonna unlock that library, or the key. Whatever the key is. The doorbell made me jump almost as much as the doggos. Yeah. Doorbell! You don't recall seeing a color change. I only turned it like 2 degrees. I mean, we can go back and look. Why not? Whoops. Well, I saved the game. It is extremely easy to switch between them. The hardest part is changing the game capture in OBS. I could probably just have them both open at the same time. Hi, chat! Oh, we have a different symbol. Wah, 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 wah. I didn't know we could look up. I didn't know we could look up. That was the room we were in. Yeah, so that's... Remember how we were saying about missing stuff? Because we didn't know we could actually go that way? So this. Oh! No, we can hold it down. That is the most infuriating noise. So I'm not actually turning it. I'm just clicking and holding. Welcome to 90s audio. Yeah, and so the other thing was this.
Why?
No, it's definitely rebalanced. Or remixed or something.
I can't see.
And maybe there's more bass in it or something? I think it's the same... Okay. I guess we don't need to be paused. I was actually trying to exit the book, to be honest. So... yeah, where's the extra book that was over here? Now I have to click every single book. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 60, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. No, it's all in order, chat. I've determined. I think this is just one massive book. Yeah, that one was easy to miss. Spelled M-Y-S-S, by the way. Easy to miss. No Silente to toss me some noms. No nom tossing. Okay, chat all agrees it was 30 minutes ago. Dude, this looks ominous! Plus, I just gotta press the button once. I don't have to close the gate. It does it itself. We go up. And then there's a side chimney. Oh, maybe we're turning. And going up again. Hello. It must be us that's turning, because the ladder was not right in front of us when we got out, right? Or was it? Now I don't know anymore. Yeah, but so... in the updated version, there's like just the plate right here, no ladder. You love how ominous this felt when you were a kid. Yeah, I have to say the little bit that we've played in the other version does not give me the same like atmosphere spooks. I don't get the same vibes. Did we miss the clue? We totally did, yeah. Probably rotating so the ladder is always in front. Otherwise, I'd have to render a load more versions of the room for all different rotations. But couldn't they just have you pop out? Or you, I guess I see what you're saying. So I thought that was where I had put the dial. No, sorry, we gotta go all the way back around. I missed it. It snaps there for a second. So we don't miss it. I can't stop making missed jokes now. Missed it again. Okay, yeah, I didn't stop to think that we were rotating and not going to the right. But it still seems weird that they would even render that. Like, it's a strange detail. That can't be there for the game's sake, right? That's more for the player's sake? The realism of the whole thing? So, this was the position where the plaque was starting to show. What do you have? Pizza! Andre brought me pizza. Is this pizza with gluten? Maybe! Andre brought me poison. But it sounds really good. It smells good too. Well, you know I want to put the thing in the spot it's supposed to be in, right? Pizza noms. That's why Slentre didn't bring me anything. They want us to understand something has changed. Yeah. And before this makes me sick. Okay. I'm really invested in this now. I smell it. Mm-hmm. I am, like, extremely invested. But we're also caught up. We are also caught up on content. So anything that we do from here on out is, like, is new content. Which I said we weren't going to do. It's the best kind of mystery. Whoa! Do you think the name Myst is an amendment of mystery? I never thought about that before. Mystified. Mind blown. Yeah, so that's the thing. We're caught up. It's a mystery. And I really like this idea of creating like a mind map out of notes. And it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a misinterpretation. It's just, I don't know what else to do. Like we've clicked through all the things, and there's not enough time to play anything else. Maybe we end early. Whoa. Wait, no, that's Lex. Yeah, that's Lex. Missed information. Maybe we should end early today. That way I can use the time to attempt compiling notes, because I had other stuff to do today besides completely divert my plans for the evening into making notes. 15 on the dot, end early. Oh, 1500 on the dot. Yeah. It is. I mean, it is my normal end time. I just started late, like a lazy streamer who overslept. I couldn't sleep, and then I couldn't wake up. Because once I finally fell asleep, I didn't want to wake up. Some days be like that. I know. Every day this week, I have overslept. It's just how it is. Midnight for you? Yeah. Okay, let's end a little early today. So that way we can come back at it tomorrow. And maybe, just maybe, I will have created some special notes for us to use.